Hello, this is Samuel Johnson, and this is my Monroe's Motivated Sequence Speech. My Motivated Sequence Speech is about how you should plant trees more often and when you can, however many you can, in any way you can. Trees are very important. They give us what we breathe, to say the least. And they have a deep connection into my life. Juxtaposition, because I'm a master logger. I actually got a license to cut down trees. But part of being a master logger is knowing how to plant more trees that you've cut down. You want to have a net positive of trees being planted than being cut down. We need trees. We all know that the business going on in the forest where they just chop down trees by the square mile, and how horrible it is and what it's doing to the wildlife. We know that cutting down trees leads to lower air quality, but we still do it for monetary value because that's just the flaw that God gave us. Planting more trees and actually getting outside gives that satisfaction of like, wow, I did something. In you actually harboring a living organism into the ground so that it can may sprout up again one day to feed you later, that is so satisfying. It's something that you can see happen in your day-to-day life. You can see it grow, you can see it sprout, you can see it shed its leaves. It's amazing. It's an amazing situation. And they always say the best time to plant a tree was about 50 years ago. They take a pretty darn long time to grow. So if you start now, just think, if you don't even have to have property. If you just say, hey, I want to plant trees, there will be numerous amounts of people who'll be like, oh, shoot, here's a shovel, here's your sapling. And then, and you like, here's a watering can, get to it. Do whatever you want. And that's the general premise we have on our farm. And if more people just get out and just start doing it, we could visualize just such a green, lush world in comparison to some of the wasteland that leaves just bumps and logs everywhere, and oil and gas spills and fuel spills and engine emissions from cutting down the trees in mass quantity and not replanting them because they don't have laws protecting that. That is such a horrible visual to think about in our future. In our future, we could very easily see a deforested planet Earth. Like that is almost even a guarantee. What we can do is lessen the chance of that guarantee. You can go out today and find a sapling and just plant it in the ground. So what if it doesn't grow? Like sometimes it's okay. It doesn't need to grow immediately. It doesn't need to survive really. Just the fact that you are a human who was put here to harvest upon the earth, but now you are replanting the earth. That satisfaction is all you really need. And once you start, you just can't stop because it's just as easy as digging a hole, putting a small little twig-shaped object in it, watering it, and that's it. And most of that business is done by nature. All the pollination, all the rain and the roots growing into the ground, all that you don't even have to do. That's all done in business. We need a call to action. Because too many people, I'll do it later. I mean, it's just a tree. I mean, what's 1 year going to be a difference whenever it's 50 years to grow a tree? It's not about what's the difference. It's about having that integrity and that motivation to do something higher than yourself. Most people find that in going to the military or working in hospitals. Well, something that's bigger than yourself, I'll give you 5 guesses. Earth. You can help the earth in many ways, and it's nothing negative. There is no downside to planting a tree, I promise. Thank you very much. That has been my Monroe's Motivated Sequence Speech.